This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Today's video is brought to you by Surfshark. In just a moment, I'm going to talk about an offer exclusive to you and my audience that I hope you'll take advantage of, just as I have, because I use their product. Before I get to that, though, consequence. Accountability. That is the theme of today's video, as often is, according related to Donald Trump and his kids. A judge ruled yesterday that Donald Trump and his two oldest progeny, I believe that is the correct use of that word, they are going to be compelled to testify. They're not going to be able to avoid it. So the family that has traditionally used the loopholes of the legal system is now going to be held accountable by it, it seems. And I want to talk about, there's a certain concept in law and evidence called adverse inference that I want to talk about that kind of, it enjoins, it butts up against, it's like the coin with two sides. The Fifth Amendment would be on the criminal side. You cannot be compelled to testify against yourself. However, on the other side, in the civil side of things, if you choose not to produce evidence, as I stumble my way and fumble my way through talking, I've done this before, I promise. Adverse inference means that if you do not testify, you refuse to answer questions, a negative inference can be drawn. You can say, oh, they're hiding something, where if you choose not to testify in a criminal case, it can't be used against you. We're going to get to all of that, and there's a whole bunch to get to. But before I do, a word from today's sponsor, Surfshark. With Omicron looking like it's on the decline, I can't wait for some safer spring travel. But with increased travel comes increased risk. I'm not talking about the dangers of airline travel or how flying is way safer than car travel. I'm talking about the danger you face every time you use your phone or computer on a network away from home. Using unknown networks can open you up to all sorts of personal security attacks. Thankfully, Surfshark is here to help. Surfshark is a modern VPN that encrypts all the data that you send via the internet, safeguarding your passwords, personal info, and private messages from falling into unscrupulous hands. Right now, you can get 83% off of a 2-year plan plus an extra 3 months for free at surfshark.deal/Dollemore. Add in Surfshark's 30-day money-back guarantee, and you're looking at zero risk. Just over $2 per month to protect your online security wherever you go. A single subscription allows you to use Surfshark on as many devices as you like, and with more than 3,200 servers in 65 different countries, you can use Surfshark wherever you like too. Their strict no logs policy ensures that your browsing data will not be harvested, and you'll get immediate notifications if your personal info has changed hands via Surfshark Alert. Make sure to protect yourself, support this channel, and save some money by going to surfshark.deal/Dollemore. This special offer will score you 83% off of a 2-year plan plus 3 extra months free. Go to surfshark.deal/Dollemore and liberate your travels. So let's read a little bit together from this Washington Post article. Trump and 2 of his children must be deposed by New York Attorney General, judge rules. Former president, ex-president, and his family argued civil case interferes with criminal probe of their business practices. Lawyer plans to appeal. Now there is a whole bunch of information in that headline and the secondary headline. And we're going to get to it. But listen, for the better part of a year, if you've been subscribed, if you've been a viewer, you know that I have been talking about consequence for Donald Trump. I have been bemoaning the seeming inaction of the Department of Justice, the federal law enforcement branch, and talking about the fact that it has been left to journalists and lesser, meaning not federal prosecutors, like Letitia James, the New York Attorney General, like Cy Vance and now his predecessor, the Manhattan DA, and in Fulton County, Georgia, with Fani Willis and the election interference case that she is now investigating with a grand jury that will be impaneled, I believe, next month. Big things are happening. And Donald Trump knows that big things are happening, and that is why he is panicked. He is scrambling. He is freaking out about the prospect of having to testify, because if he takes the Fifth Amendment, and we're going to get to all of this, but if he asserts his Fifth Amendment right under the Constitution against self-incrimination, that to avoid a criminal prosecution in the Manhattan case, the fact that he is refusing to testify can be used against him in the civil case, because there are no criminal penalties. There's no jail time at risk in a civil case, by virtue of the fact that it's a civil case. I'm going to read a little bit from this, and we'll get into all of this. Former President Donald Trump and two of his adult children must give depositions in a long-running civil investigation into the family's business practices, a ruling that means the trio could face hours of uncomfortable questioning by investigators in the near future. Attorneys for Trump, Donald Trump Jr., and Ivanka Trump tried to get subpoenas for their testimony and related documents thrown out in court filings and at a hearing Thursday morning. They accused New York Attorney General Letitia James, Democrat, of trying to circumvent the legal process by seeking evidence for the civil matter that she could also use to build a criminal case against the former president and his business. So the family that has for years, for decades, for multiple generations, used the legal system and its many loopholes to their advantage are now crying big old crocodile tears about the fact that the system cannot be worked, that there are certain loopholes within the system that are now going to work against them. Don't you find that just tasty, delicious? I do. James, who has called herself a partner in a criminal probe originated by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, is conducting a parallel civil inquiry that has covered some of the same subject areas. Whether asset valuations Trump and the Trump Organization gave lenders, tax authorities, and insurance brokers were false and amounted to wrongdoing. Trump has sued James over the inquiry, calling it politically motivated and saying it violates his constitutional rights. The lawsuit is pending in federal court in Syracuse, New York. Again, now here's another hilarious bit of hypocrisy. The man who violated people's constitutional rights by gassing peaceful protesters a block away from the White House is now whining about his constitutional rights, which are not being violated. It is also laughable that Donald Trump, the lock her up guy, is going to whine about someone, make the claim that someone is politically motivated in their persecution of him. Lock her up. Lock him up. Everybody up who disagrees with Donald Trump, they've chanted. At one point or another, they have chanted lock him or her up for at least a dozen people. And now it's, this is politically motivated. I do declare, what are we going to do? Come on. Hypocrisy run amok. To be expected, not shocked by it, but come on. In a written ruling Thursday, New York Supreme Court Justice Arthur Engoron, I most certainly botched his name, I apologize, he denied a request by the family to quash James's subpoena in the civil case or delay enforcing them until the conclusion of the criminal probe. Engoron said the Trumps must sit for depositions within 3 weeks, and Donald Trump must provide the records requested within 14 days. Trump attorney Ron Fischetti said he plans to appeal, however, and will ask the appeals court to stay enforcement of Engoron's decision until the appeal is heard. The Supreme Court Justice, we'll just call him that, the Supreme Court Justice wrote that calling the Trumps to testify for the civil matter wouldn't trample on their protection against self-incrimination, since they can plead the Fifth Amendment in the criminal case. When they are deposed, the Trumps will have the right to refuse to answer any questions they claim might incriminate them, and that refusal may not be commented on or used against them in a criminal prosecution, his opinion said. So he's acknowledging it. He's saying what I'm saying here. You look, if they want to claim the Fifth Amendment, they have that right under the Constitution of the United States. Within our legal framework, that is how it works, Trumps. But also within our legal framework, if you do that, a negative inference, an adverse inference can be drawn in the civil case against you. The beauty of our system, Donald Trump. The beauty of it all. Are you excited? Because they are going to be pleading the Fifth Amendment if they do indeed get called. Just like Eric Trump did in a previous civil suit more than 500 times. They're good at it. 500 times. Dopey Eric Trump pled the Fifth Amendment. So get ready for that. Again, consequence slower than we would like. And in a civil case, but consequence nonetheless. Are you watching what's happening, Merrick Garland? We'd love to see some action from the Department of Justice of these United States, holding criminals accountable, even powerful ones, even wealthy ones, even well-connected ones. The law reads the same. Equal protection under the law. Equal justice under the law. These are not novel concepts, I believe, to the Attorney General of these United States. What do you think, though? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for engaging with my content. You can click the join button below if I bring you value. If I do something for you on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, or if you just stop by and you like the cut of my jib, I have a jib, right? Please consider supporting my work, helping produce what I do right here on the platform. For as little as $1.99 a month, you can become a channel member by clicking the join button below again and checking it out. Or if Patreon is more your thing, you can click on over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. All those are great ways to help support and produce what I do here. You can also follow me on social media, @Dollemore, just about everywhere. Actually put some TikToks up yesterday, @Dollemore. Good times. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you when I see you. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.